very special agenda show. This is coming from Jantar Mantar. It is really the capital of all protests that happen in the national capital. Protests of all kinds. But if you just look behind me, there's a makeshift stage which has been broken down right now, but it is made every single day because that is where the farmers are protesting. These farmers have been protesting for days. How many groups there are? Difficult to ascertain. How many states they represent? Difficult to ascertain. And what we do know at this point in time is that we have a situation with farmer crisis which may have been ignored with all that's happening in Parliament, with all that's happening with the presidential and vice presidential elections and nominations. But the fact remains that the focus of this country is also on the farmer crisis, which is what we also saw in Parliament today, at least in the Rajya Sabha. With me are some very special guests. They are children and they are people who represent the agrarian society or the cause. And there are those also who represent the political parties that are stakeholders in all that's happening. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the children that you're seeing on your screens. These children come from an area in Nasik district of Maharashtra. They're all from Maharashtra. But this is the crucial part. There are 40 children out here. Out of these 40 children, 8 have lost both their parents and 32 have lost just their fathers. But all 40 have lost their fathers. Just consider that for a moment. 40 children, they've lost all their fathers. All of them committed suicide. All of them farmers. And they're out here today to protest. They have been out here since yesterday. They have been protesting in the heat. When we first saw them, they were eating food on the floor, and all that food has been given by somebody who's just donated it. We've been talking to them, and before I get started with talking to them, I also want to introduce our panelists who are with us and who are sitting with them, some of whom actually know these children because they worked with them, like Yogendra Yadav, who everyone knows is the founder of the Jai Kisan Andolan, Muhammad Ali Khan from the Congress, who is also with us, C. Rajashekharan, the AIADMK supporter who is joining us from that state of Tamil Nadu, and of course Jagdish Shettigar, he needs no introduction, somebody who's worked very closely with all that happens with farmers across the country. But before we talk to them about what's going on and the suicides, I just want to get the people that I've already spoken to, the children that I've spoken to, and I'm just a bit disturbed by what I've heard. आपने मुझे बताया था कि आप यहाँ पे आए हो. पहले आप मुझे बताइए आपका नाम क्या है?
जय हरी, मेरा नाम अशोक मोतीलाल पाटिल.
अच्छा, और आप कितने साल के हो?
16 बरस.
और सबसे छोटा बच्चा यहाँ पे कितने साल का है?
3 बरस.
कितने बच्चे हैं?
हम सब 40 बच्चे.
कितने के बाप मर गए हैं?
सबके.
आप क्यों आए हैं यहाँ पे?
हम बच्चों के पिताजी ने खुदकुशी की और ऐसी खुदकुशी कोई किसान ना करे, इसलिए हम सब बच्चों पर जो पहाड़ आया, यहाँ पे सभी किसानों को मैं कहूँगा कि आप आत्महत्या का मार्ग ना चुने, क्योंकि आप आत्महत्या करके निकल जाते हो लेकिन मेरे जैसे बच्चे अनाथ हो जाते हैं. सरकार उस पर ध्यान नहीं देती और किसानों पर सरकार ने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसे ही किसानों का मौत का सिलसिला चलता रहा तो वो दिन दूर नहीं रहेगा जिस दिन इस देश में एक भी किसान जिंदा नहीं रहेगा और फिर हम खाएंगे क्या. और इसलिए किसानों पर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ध्यान दें. 4 दिन पहले मैं ये अस्थि लेके आया हूँ. 4 दिन पहले हमारे नासिक जिले में चांदवड नामक तालुके में एक अशोक भवर नामक एक किसान ने आत्महत्या की और किसानों की आत्महत्या हर दिन बढ़ रही है, इसलिए सरकार इस पर ध्यान नहीं देता. हम सब बच्चे अनाथ हो गए, मेरे जैसे ऐसे अनाथ बच्चे नहीं होने चाहिए, इसलिए सरकार पर इस पर ध्यान देना जरूरी है.
In total, there are 350 children at this ashram, out of which there are 182 girls and 168 boys, all of whom have lost their fathers at the very least, if not both their parents. Let's just speak to some of the other children out here. I remember speaking to one girl, and I can't spot her right now, but I think that's where she is somewhere. Yes. आप अगर हमें बताएं, थोड़ा आगे आ जाओ, क्योंकि मैं आऊँगा इधर. हाँ, आप बताइए कि आपकी उम्र क्या है?
मेरी उम्र 14 साल है.
अच्छा, और आपके पिताजी नहीं रहे?
नहीं.
कैसे मरे थे?
बाजार में कुछ नहीं मिला था, भाव नहीं मिला सब्जियों को, और हमारा केले का बाग था वो बारिश की वजह से हो गया, तो इसकी वजह से मेरे पिताजी ने खुदकुशी कर ली.
कैसे?
वो हमारे बगीचे में जो कुआं था ना, उसमें उन्होंने जान दे दी उनकी.
बगीचे में कुआं था?
खेती में जो कुआं था उसमें उन्होंने जान दे दी.
अच्छा, आपको लगता है कि जो आप 2 दिन से यहाँ पे कर रहे हो उससे कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा?
हाँ, लगता है. जो ऐसा लगता है कि सरकार कुछ कर पाएगा कि किसानों के सब्जियों को भाव दे सकेगा या हमें भाव दे सकेगा या स्वामीनाथन कायदा लागू कर सकेगा, उनका कर्ज माफ कर सकेगा। ऐसे लगता है जैसे वो बड़े लोगों का कर्ज माफ कर सकते हैं वैसे वो किसानों का, जबकि उनके मन में किसानों के लिए कुछ तो बचा होगा तो वो जरूर करेंगे किसानों के लिए कुछ तो।
पर आपको लगता है कि जितना टाइम आपने यहाँ पे बिताया है उससे कुछ आपको लगता है कि उनके दिमाग में या उनके दिल में किसानों के लिए कुछ है?
वो भी किसानों के ही बच्चे होंगे ना, तो उनके दिमाग में नहीं तो दिल में तो होगा, वो जरूर कुछ तो करेंगे सरकार।
और सरकार भी कुछ करेगी आपको लगता है?
हाँ।
ठीक है। Okay, so there you have it. That kind of reflects the sentiment of these children who've lived a life where they have no reason to be optimistic, but they are really reflective of the fact that even in the worst circumstances we can be optimistic. I want to go across to Yogendra Yadav, who knows these children very closely. And when he arrived out here, in fact, some of them touched his feet, and of course he said, "Don't touch my feet." I really don't know what to ask you right now.
What does it mean to lose your father? I don't know. I haven't. My father is still around. He's 85. What would it mean to lose your father the way they've lost it? And this is not suicide. If it was suicide, it's a different matter. It's a systemic murder. We've murdered 3 lakh farmers in this country over the last 20 years.
And this is just reflective of Maharashtra.
Yeah, these kids and are just from Maharashtra. Yeah. Maharashtra has made headlines. Some of these things have been noticed. But in the case of, this is all over the country. Maharashtra happens to be known, talked about. But you have suicides from Karnataka, from some of the best producing areas of Karnataka. We have almost daily report from Punjab. Reports now from Western UP. So some of the best areas, so-called success stories of agriculture are suicide, which basically means that agriculture and farming has become an unviable activity.
Realistically, this is a protest that might get people to wake up. But do you think it will realistically?
I like them. I hope it does.
But do you think it will, knowing the politicians of this country?
I would also say knowing the media.
Okay.
Look, such a big tragedy has taken place in this country. How often do we notice? I remember last year, we were walking in the month of May to highlight the situation of drought. We were walking from Marathwada
but
to
you didn't get any attention.
And when did the drought get attention? When an IPL match was cancelled. Cricket got attention for drought, not people's suicide.
That's what this country is all about. Okay. Our Congress spokesperson out here, again, I'm at a loss of words, they are optimistic that politicians will do something after this. They're kids. I, as a kid, was a very optimistic person. But do you think that this would really make a difference? Like he said, cricket trumps suicides of farmers.
To be honest, after seeing this, if this doesn't make a difference, if the faces of these innocent children who are without agenda, without guile, who've been orphaned as a result of the government's apathy, it condemns us all. I don't want to play politics in this issue.
Yeah.
I think it condemns us all. बड़ी शर्मिंदगी की बात है आज हम यहाँ बैठे बात रहे हैं.
Yeah, but the Congress is equally responsible in the time that it's spent. It's not just this current government that is not waiving the loans that it promised in their, when they promised the world, or rather India, that they would be elected on those promises, that they would waive those loans. They didn't waive those loans, and some have said they'll waive certain loans. In Punjab, part of the loan is waived. In Maharashtra, some loans have been waived, but after a lot of protests in Madhya Pradesh, it's a different story. We have protests happening all over. Right on that side, the Tamil Nadu farmers are protesting, and they've got actually skulls out there. If this car moves, we'll just show it because there's a traffic jam out here. On that side, you have skulls actually, and they are protesting with the skulls of farmers who've actually committed suicide on that side. But that's why I'm saying that it doesn't. Each party can say the same thing.
No, but I'll tell you something. When the dust clears, right? Ultimately, some hard decisions have to be made by the government. You asked me what the Congress has done. I don't want to use this today, of all days, as a forum for political point scoring. I want to say this, that there is a BJP government at the centre in charge of agrarian policies. In fact, Yogendra Yadav Saab's protest, the Swaraj Abhiyan, is based on trying to elicit from them a certain degree of empathy, which they've been completely devoid of over these last 3 years. And that's our complaint against them as well.
All right. We also have out here Jagdish Shettigar. Sir, for the government. Is it even possible? Because the problem out here seems to be that while we promise loan waivers, we don't have the money. States are in debt. So how can we promise them in the first place and then fulfill those promises that these children are asking for?
See, the loan waiver could be a solution for immediate angle. I mean, the very short run angle. But what is required is how to prevent this sort of the situation where the children should have been going on the schools, dreaming about their future career. Today, because they don't have anybody to protect, so they are made to sit here. As Yogendra has pointed out, it is a systemic failure, because the way that we look at the crisis, my basic question is that why can't the farmers be in a position to decide the price for their produce in the same way as the non-agricultural producers? They just can't do that because the subsequent government never attempted to correct this system so that the farmers will be in a position to decide. That is what
I think, you know, all of these are technicalities. The bottom line out here is that there are 350 children, 40 of whom are being represented right now. They have lost their parent or parents, and this should be enough for anyone to do anything that's required for them and the people they represent, the farmers. Is this not enough?
No, this problem has to be taken care of.
But is this not enough? These children, the fact that they've lost their parents, is that not enough for this government to act, or any government, any political party?
No, any government, all the political parties sit together and take care of this as a one-time solution. But we should also, look at the long-term solution. Why the farmers do not have the access to the market? That problem should be analyzed. And similarly, why the farmers can't decide the price for their producers. Now, whether it is a question of MSP or the market price, the farmers just simply do not get the benefit of that. It goes to somebody else.
Is also missing. Let's be frank about that. All right, I just want to go across to also see Rajashekharan, who joins us. He's an AIDMK supporter. He's joining us from Tamil Nadu. We've had protesters from Tamil Nadu who are right now out here. You can see them. They're here now. Sir, we have 40 children out here and Tamil Nadu protesters with skulls of farmers who have died, who have committed suicide. Is this not enough for us as a people of India, politician or civilian, to basically come together and say, this country should simply not do anything but focus on its farmers right now and at least fix that problem? The kind of attention that we got in December 16, the rape that happened in Delhi, why can't this country come together as a people and force this political spectrum to work together and make this happen?
Yes, Amitosh, I totally agree with you. I am not the member of ADMK nor the spokesperson of ADMK, but I totally agree.
Yes, of course.
The country should come together.
So you are voicing the government's opinion.
Farmers are the farmers are the backbone of this country. Without farmers, nobody can even survive in this country, because they give us the food, they work for us, and they ensure we get regular foods and regular grains for our day-to-day survival. So the only thing the people of this country have to do is, we have to stand by the farmers and whatever their grievances, and
so we have to stand by the farmers is something every single politician from every single political party may have said. But in terms of these children, there are 40 of them who've lost their parents or parent. Is this going to be enough for this country to wake up and notice what's going on?
Yes, it is most disheartening, sad news, and I should congratulate NDTV for bringing this news to the nation. And 40 orphans, who is going to give them the parents? Sir. It's most unfortunate. It's sad. We have to come together. I would appeal to the government, both at the center and the respective state governments, to immediately jump into action and ensure
How would you
these
appeal?
Farmers' children. No, I would appeal through your channel, because we should get united, because we cannot just take it lightly, because 40 children, tomorrow it may also go up, and it's really most sad to hear even these kind of incidents happen in the country.